Today is the day we're going to Amiens, the Fleamarket. So yeah, it's a big ass brocante, a flea market that spans over the whole town. I'm meeting up with the girls at the train station, and yeah, we're gonna have a fun day in Amiens and hopefully find some fun stuff too. I'm looking a bit tired. I feel like I haven't slept in like 3 days. Not like properly. So I'm feeling a bit edgy, to be honest, but I've been looking forward so much to go to Amiens. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think the most important thing is just to make it on the train. Then from that point onwards, I think it's gonna be okay. It all started with an idea, a loosely planned day to go to Amiens. One of my friends had heard about this incredible flea market that sprawls through the entire town with endless treasures waiting to be discovered. So the night before, we gathered at Chitra's place for a dinner that somehow felt like a little celebration in itself. She had prepared a beautiful Indian meal, and we spent the evening laughing and sharing stories and playing cards well into the early hours. When morning came, we weren't even sure we had the energy to go. Yet, there was this pull, a shared excitement, something in all of us craving a break from our routines, a change of scenery, and a day that could unfold in any direction it wanted. And maybe that's the beauty of days like these, the ones with no strict plan, just an invitation to let life happen. We met at the train station, and Chitra, as expected, was nearly late, only making it onto the train 2 minutes before departure. I think in those little moments of tension, waiting, hoping she'd make it, we were all holding on to a tiny thrill, a tiny hope, and when she finally hopped on, we erupted in laughter. It was the perfect beginning to a day of adventure, and already it felt like we were being carried by something larger than just our plans, something spontaneous and alive. The train ride was gentle, almost meditative. There is something about trains that quiets the mind. They allow you to watch the world flow by outside, taking you through landscapes, small towns, fields, and clusters of trees. I looked out at the colors of the countryside. That soft light, casting everything in a kind of gentle stillness. It's a reminder, in a way, that journeys like these are as much about the travel itself as they are about the destination. I felt a peace wash over me, a kind of calm that only comes when you're on the move, yet fully present. When we arrived, we were greeted by a lively, buzzing town. People were everywhere, strolling, talking, haggling. Those are like full-on kimonos. Okay. The flea market stretched through the entire town, an endless labyrinth of treasures waiting to be found. Anything you could imagine was there. From quirky garden sculptures to antique shop signs, vintage clothing, and pieces of forgotten art.
Il fait 10 euros. I am such a nice muse for you. Monsieur, c'est possible pour 30 euros de...
Je vais demander à Koji parce que...
Brené Brown often talks about the joy that lives in small, unplanned moments. She says that joy is tied to our vulnerability, to allowing ourselves to be present, open, and willing to see the beauty in things that might be overlooked. And that's exactly how I felt as we wandered those market stalls, finding little pieces of beauty in unexpected places. There's something freeing about not having a plan, about letting the day flow and trusting that whatever you find is exactly what you were meant to find. We split up to explore on our own for a little while, all of us drawn to different stalls. Chitra, ever the bold one, dove right into haggling with an ease and confidence I can only admire. She picked up so many treasures. Corduroy pants, a charming hat, Japanese knives, and she did it all with this glint in her eye, a kind of joy that only comes from the thrill of a good find. Meanwhile, I was on a quieter hunt, searching for things that would feel like home. A butter dish, a little tray, maybe some beautiful textiles. As we wandered, the market became like a world unto itself. There was a rhythm to it, a poetry, even in the way people moved from stall to stall, and the laughter of friends finding odd trinkets, the quiet joy of someone stumbling upon exactly what they didn't know they needed. I thought about what Oprah once said: the more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate. She's right. These little moments become celebrations of life, small acts of gratitude that opens up to joy. Small acts of gratitude that open us up to joy. We got hungry, and we found ourselves in a small, cozy Mongolian restaurant. It was cold outside, and the steamy warmth of hot soups and momos was a gift in itself. We talked about the day, about our finds, and shared stories that only come up when you're with people who know you well. Brené Brown says that vulnerability is what truly connects us to others and to life itself. And in those moments, I felt that connection. There's something deeply comforting about sharing a meal with friends, about savoring the warmth of food on a cold day, knowing that you're held by both the present moment and the people around you. After our meal, we returned to the market, wandering until we felt we had soaked up every little bit of what it had to offer. And just as we were about to head back, we made one last stop at a crepe stand for a Nutella crepe, a little tradition, a final sweet note to end the day. The journey home was in many ways as much an adventure as the day itself. The trains were delayed, and we found ourselves with unexpected time on our hands, waiting in a small town bar. But rather than getting frustrated, we saw it as another gift, a chance to reflect on the day and simply enjoy each other's company. We ordered drinks, played Truth or Dare, and let ourselves get lost in stories and laughter. Those are the moments that stay with you, the ones where time stops and you're just happy. Brené Brown talks about how joy, gratitude, and vulnerability are intertwined. When we allow ourselves to be fully present, to see the beauty in small things, and to share these moments with others, we open ourselves to joy in a way that nothing else can offer. That's what that day in Amiens gave me, a reminder of how precious these shared, unscripted moments are. So if I could share one thing with you, it would be this. Take time to wander, to let go of plans, and to let life surprise you. Go out with your friends, embrace the little detours, and savor the small, unplanned joys that life has to offer. Because at the end of the day, these are the moments that fill us up, the ones that make life rich. As we finally returned to Paris, the tiredness set in, but it was a happy tiredness, the kind that comes from a day well spent. And in that quiet, as I made my way home, I felt a profound sense of gratitude for my friends, for the adventure, and for the reminder that joy is always within reach if we're open to it.